Well, here we have a little Merit 1540 standard steam engine. This one's just sort of coming to the boil now. As you can see, it's priming beautifully. It really is a diminutive little engine. I've had a few SELs in the past, and they really are quite small in terms of their pistons, bore and so on. But this one's just literally started up now. I've had to take the lamp out once to relight one of the wicks. I think that some members seem to think that the wicks are not particularly, or the lamp's not particularly well vented. I'll have to look at the wick again anyway. But the little chap's underway now. There's a little amount of oil in the displacement lubricator, and I think that's helping it greatly. It's such a small piston bore. Hopefully it will last a little bit longer than, say, on some of the mammals like the SE4. This one's in pretty good condition actually. I think it's had a little bit of retouching here and there, but the crinkle finish paint on the firebox is present, and the base is pretty good as well. I think it's had a very similar colour, just with a little lick of paint over the top of it. The flywheel seems to be original. As you can see, it runs quite well. It's not the most powerful of engines, I don't think, any of the SEL or the Merit ranges. I don't know what the distinction is between Merit and SEL. They were both owned by J&L Randall, Potter's Bar, probably just branded differently for possibly different suppliers, different shops. It'd be nice to know a little bit more information about them. The boiler and the steam pipe fittings and the cylinder all have that curious gold paint that they put on everything, and that's present. None of that's been taken off. I've seen some SELs with it removed. Some people like to have the shiny brass underneath. It seems to be settling down just to a small rate of knots now, getting tongue-tied. I think I need to maybe investigate the burner and put some better wicks on it, put some of the super wick on there. I think that will help it a lot, because so one of the wicks doesn't seem to be burning as well as the other. But the engine's complete. There's a lovely box and paperwork that's come with it, and it really is a nice little piece of history from somewhere between 46 and 65 when they were building these engines. I don't know the precise date on this. I would hazard a guess 50s. And I'm sort of quite pleased with it in many respects. I needed an SEL just to sort of complete my English engine, or to add to my English engine lineup. You can see, compared to the mid-50s SE2 of roughly the same era, it's quite a small engine indeed. This was like the third up in the range. The top of the range obviously was the major, which I think was 1560. I don't know what the numbers mean. And see, it runs quite smoothly indeed. Curious that these engines use as thermoplastic engine frames, quite sort of advanced for its time in some respects. I don't think it's Bakelite as such. It's more of a plastic than Bakelite is more of a composition sort of material. I could be wrong, but it'd be nice to know anyway. So there you have it, the Merit SEL 1540 standard engine, and I say I'm quite pleased with it in some respects. I might see if I can get a couple of SEL tools to link up to it, maybe a fan or a small grinder, because I don't think this little chap's got enough huff and puff to run the sort of workshop that I've got behind. Possibly with a very large gear advantage, we might be able to get something out of it. But I think at the moment, just for this first steaming, it sort of highlighted a minor problem with the lamp, that it's not sort of heating as well as it can do, and I think some wick replacement is due on that, and hopefully then it'll put in a much better performance. But overall, I'd say it runs smoothly, nothing's leaking. The safety valve's going a little bit. Perhaps that's why it's not helping things either. But like I say, there you have it. Very quiet little engine. It's finished priming now. Spraying water everywhere. speeding up a tiny bit now. I think there's maybe a little bit too much steam coming from that safety valve. Unlike the SEL engines, I notice this one doesn't carry the little characteristic engine build plate, we can call it that, like they did on the SELs, or very similar to Mersey's as well. It hasn't got any mark on it at all, and is branded as such as a Merit engine. I remember Merit making all sorts of other things, such as chemistry kits and so on, and I remember seeing these as a young child in the late 60s, early 70s. So there you have it. Enjoy.